Major career and plan ideas. So, what I really want to be is an advocate. There's different kinds, and there's family, there's parent, there's child advocacy. And I really got introduced to this back maybe in 2014. I had a pretty interesting childhood. I had a younger brother that had a few behavioral and emotional issues, which my family didn't really know what to do with, but we did end up getting a lot of help after a while, after some struggle. And I remember just being young and just having to do a lot for my family. It was a really rough time for me growing up. I came from a first generation family here in the United States, and because of that reason, it was always kind of difficult to really understand what resources there was for us. Although for me, looking back, it might have been a little easier for me than my parents. I still had some difficulties because I was just a young child in middle school and high school. My brother and I are 8 years apart, so there was a lot of growing up to do. I think that kind of made me want to um, be somebody that could take on the role of an adult. Um, Being an adult now, for somebody who's not yet an adult and doesn't need to go through all the hardships I felt like I had to go through with my family. So that's a huge reason why I wanted to go into this. And the reasons why, well, that leads me to these, right? We go to chapter 13 and we see different reasons, right? There's a bachelor's degree in psychology will prepare me for a job. I want to figure myself out. I have very strong interest in the subject matter of psychology. And so those are kind of tied into my interests. Some of what I just said, like, teaching people more about empathy. That's what psychology has taught me. Also understanding myself a little bit better and being more well-rounded, as well as having, I need to have a bachelor's at least in behavioral science, um, which are social work, psychology, and other such things. So how do I become one? Well, like I said, all of these advocacy programs, whether for the government or nonprofit, need to have a bachelor's degree at least. And in many states, they do require a master's of social work. Um, so I do have two different kinds of advocacy up here. They're basically going to be around the same general thing. Some specify more in child, some specify more in family, some specify more in parents. But all of it really comes down to finding the best opportunities that you can for people. Children specifically is usually what people focus on, regardless if it's a parent or family advocacy. You still always go back to the kids and what's best for them, and usually how to help families help these kids. Usually, advocates are given to families with children that have special needs, whether that's mental, emotional, or just kids that have simple things. They're usually in need of that. Some advocacy people also help with other families that have a language barrier. So that's kind of where I found an interest of it as well. So my 4-year plan going into it, 2001, we're starting now. I'm just going to continue with school, building my resume and interviewing skills. 2002, look at more programs that I have discovered, a lot of nonprofit and a lot of profit ones. Narrow down which ones I would fit in with, the ones that would benefit me and I would benefit them according to my life. Contact programs that I have looked into and see who would need or want me. or who's gonna need people in the near future. And then 2023, graduate, get involved with something nonprofit at first, I think, just so I can get a little bit of experience, and seems like they accept people a lot, I guess, easier with just a bachelor's when it is a nonprofit. In 2024, find a more long-term job that would accommodate to me and my needs, because as much as I'd love to help other people, I have a family of my own that I need to also help, and I think that always comes first in my mind. So yeah, that's about it.